is different from all the others. To this point, you've seen true predators because all the birds catch and kill their own food. This next bird is different though because it is a scavenger. Likes to find animals that are already dead. Any guesses? A vulture, you're right. I have a vulture to share with everyone. And this is the bird that is famous for sometimes scavenging the audience looking for leftover turkey legs. So if you had any food, just keep it hidden from sight. And it is my pleasure to introduce everyone to our black vulture, Grimley. Here he comes right now. Right up here, buddy. You can welcome Grimley. Vultures need love, too. Grimley here is a black vulture. You notice the black body, the bald black head, and normally black vultures have sort of white fingertips on their primaries. However, you might realize that Grimley here is missing his wingtips. Unfortunately for him, when he was a wild bird at one time, and he was in some sort of electrical accident. We're not sure if he touched two power lines or maybe both poles of a transformer at the same time. Whatever happened, it burned his wings all the way down to the bone. It actually destroyed any of the follicles that were there to help grow those primary feathers needed for flight. And luckily the rehab center mended him, and he's healthy once again, but he can't fly. So he came to us to be an animal ambassador, if you will, an educator, so people like yourselves can see them up close. And vultures, it is indeed their job to go into our environment, to find dead animals and to eat them. I understand that doesn't sound very pleasant, but vultures are built for this job. They have features that let them stay clean and healthy, like a bald head. You have to understand that oftentimes vultures might stick their entire head and neck deep inside a dead animal for the best pieces of meat. Everyone's had lunch, right? Hey, where are you going? Oh, he's going to go see Jordan. Normally Jordan is the one working with this vulture. Hey, get back up here. Leave Jordan alone. He's not dead. He just smells that way. The bald head on a vulture, though, allows all the leftover food to dry up and flake off, and the sun's ultraviolet rays can kill bacteria that may have been growing there. Not only this, but they have an amazing immune system. This bird can ingest about... Hey, where are you going? Just look alive! Look alive! You'll be fine. Are we on patrol? Where are you going, buddy? Back up here. Now you're running over to Taylor. Making sure to canvass the audience thoroughly. Now, to explain a little bit of his behavior, at one point a few years ago, he found turkey leg under a bench on that side, and quite often he goes back to check and see if that turkey leg's there. Get back up here to stage. Now, they do have an amazing immune system. He can ingest about 100 times the salmonella and botulism, or food poisoning that is, that could potentially kill the average adult human. And vulture droppings have very little bacteria in them. That means most of that disease that goes in one end doesn't always come out the other. So maybe now you understand the ways they stop the spread of all that dangerous disease and bacteria. But also, his beak is different. It's long and skinny. You might see how he sticks it inside our hand to get to the treats. It's not very sharp or strong. And they use that beak to allow them to get to the internal organs where the nutrition is without getting as messy. However, they do have a hard time. Back over here to John. Oh, back over here. Grimley, back over there to John. All the way to John. Over here to John. Oops, dropped the food. There we go. And their feet are different. They're better made for walking. Yes, master. Yes. But his claws are rather dull, and his feet are so weak, he can't even grip to pick up something as light as a feather. We assume, though, that vultures, they don't really need strength in their feet because their food doesn't run away from them very often. So people tend to look at a vulture, and they think with the walking feet and the weak beak that they can't really defend themselves. That's not entirely true. If you corner a vulture and it couldn't run away or fly away, it wouldn't attack you, it wouldn't even try to bite you. Does anyone know what a vulture does to defend itself? They throw up on you. Can you imagine what a vulture eats coming back the second time around? It's not a pleasant thought, but if it weren't for scavengers doing their job, then disease and bacteria would be spread very easily. So let me ask, what do you say for Grimley? Isn't he fun? Don't let him fool you. This is a very intelligent bird. He's smart enough to know as long as he's on stage, he can earn more food rewards or find leftovers in the audience. He also knows if he goes into his door, his part in the show is over. So sometimes he's hesitant about going home. But look, going over to Taylor. Over there to Taylor. Go home. And his favorite trick is to wait till she opens the door. He runs in, steals the treat, and runs back to stage. So wait for it. Let's see if this works. What we've had to do is start throwing the piece in, and if you don't throw it in far enough, you won't run in far enough. All right, go home, Grimley. There we go. Now give him a hand. He went home. He is very clever. Now, let's see. I do have one more bird I would like to fly for everyone. And I'm curious, do any of you out there know what the fastest animal on the planet is? Cheetah. This is a bird show. Cheetah's a good answer, though. It's the fastest land animal, reaching speeds of around 70 miles an hour.